All right, we're here with undefeated middleweight prospect J'Leon Love. J'Leon, how's everything going with you today, bro?
Man, everything's going good. Just anxious to get this hard training in, hard work and dedication.
Got you. Well, you got a fight June 23rd, Staples Center, Los Angeles. The fight's getting closer here. What are your thoughts on that fight?
Man, just to take care of business and do what we normally do. Go out and, and go out and work hard and make a name for myself. Show that I'm supposed to be in this game. I'm supposed to be where I'm supposed to be now. You know what I mean? So go out there, get that W, however it comes, a knockout or a decision. Look spectacular. You know what I mean? Right now, we just kind of seeing how this goes. June 23rd, due to the circumstances with Berto and things like that, we just still are seeing if the fight is going through, if it's still going to take place with me on the card. So we hear that Victor Ortiz has a new opponent.
Yeah.
So it kind of has see who's going to step out. So maybe the Bella's fighters won't all be on the card and things like that. So right now we're just waiting for the word back to see if we still fighting on June 23rd. But we're going to train this if we are.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you about. Andre Berto scheduled to fight Victor Ortiz in a rematch. He gets caught with illegal substance. He gets replaced by Josecito Lopez. What's just your thoughts on just what happened with Berto, the fallout of him, and what are your take on that?
It's a terrible situation to be in. You know what I mean? You're trying to, mold yourself into one of the greatest fighters in the world.
Yeah.
You have that to come by. You got guys that look at you different.
Yeah.
It takes away from your legacy that you're trying to create. And so, that's a big issue. Steroids or banned substances and things like that. So. I mean, I'm a natural guy. I drink water and I eat food, so that's all I need, And
I was going to ask you, when something like that happens, a lot of people, they're really quick to cast blame, call the guy a cheater. Are you the type to where you want to give the guy a chance to state his side of the story? Maybe something did happen. Berto claims he's innocent, just like Lamont Peterson. He got caught earlier with taking testosterone pellets with Amir Khan, but he claims it's a medical condition. Do you feel those guys do have a leg to stand on, or what's your take on them claiming they're kind of innocent?
I mean, it's always two sides to every story. We know that, but it's just. It makes you look bad, It's banned substances, banned things you're not supposed to take. I mean, as young fighters, man, you're just supposed to be healthy, eat right. You know what I mean? It's whatever you drink or whatever you take, whatever vitamins. But I mean, these are things that are banned. The team around you is supposed to protect you and help that. That's how I feel.
Gotcha.
So I mean, like it's two sides to every story. We don't really know the situation that took place and how it took place. So, I mean, that's just up to the fans of boxing how they viewing me. I mean, that's just.
Gotcha. Your last fight, you knocked out, stopped Ibrahim King in the third round. You were part of Floyd Mayweather's camp for Miguel Cotto. You're one of Floyd's sparring partners. Just what was that whole experience like, training alongside Floyd?
It's definitely an experience of a lifetime. Who can say they had the opportunity to do that? It's select few. And so, I mean, they took me in with open arms and, treating me like I was definitely part of the team. And now I am part of the team. They like what they saw. And, hey, they seen I put out that good work, that good sparring, you know what I mean? And so it's an unbelievable thing, man. I love it so much, man. And I can't believe that, I even had the opportunity coming from Michigan, and a guy, Floyd Mayweather, a native of Grand Rapids, Michigan, only just sets the bar. I'm just trying to take the throne when he leaves the game.
Got you. Now, at 160 pounds, a fight coming up at 160. Peter Quillin is fighting Winky Wright on June 2nd, I believe.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that fight?
Winky Wright, I think he hasn't fought in like 2 years, 2 or 3 years.
Since he fought Paul Williams.
It's not really a challenge to me, you know what I mean? It's a challenge for Winky Wright, not for Peter Quillin.
Really?
You know what I mean? I don't know. These matches, if you're a champion, you gotta fight guys that are, significant and definitely can give you that challenge. I mean, I know I'm coming up and we're always ready to step up, you know what I mean? Due to the budget and things like that, that doesn't always happen. But I mean, I don't never count Winky Wright out. He's always been a great fighter to me. You know, he's one of my favorite fighters coming up. You know what I mean? So you never know what can happen. Peter Quillin is a champion. You know, one of the guys that I are in my view. You know, for the future. Yeah. So I mean, you know, I think it's a fight. You know, a fight that I'm not really high up on, but it is a fight, and you know, I'm sure Peter Quillin will be victorious. You know, he's a strong young guy versus an older fighter that hasn't been in the ring in a while and has some rest and things to knock off. So. Got you. Now, in your perspective, you know, you say you are ready to step up, but at the same time, you know, you're still young, 24. You've had, you know, 10, 11 fights. Do you realize that maybe it is going to be a few years before that time might come, and that you just have to kind of stay patient before you can really, you know, take it to the next level? Oh yeah, most definitely. You know, you don't want to trip over moving too fast. You know what I mean? And that's what happens in this sport with a lot of young guys coming up. Right. You know, they try to move too fast. You know, I don't want to ever get ahead of myself, and that's why I do have the team that I do have. You know what I mean? We're gonna move accordingly and make sure we're in the fights that we need to be in. You know what I mean? Why have the dog fights right now? You know what I mean? It's no point. So I mean, you know, shout outs to Greg Leon and my team, and you know, and so you know, we're gonna move accordingly. We're gonna fight. You know, we know we're talented and things like that, but we're just gonna gain the experience step by step. Gotcha. Now, June 16th, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr, the WBC champion of middleweight, is facing off with Andy Lee. Do you think Andy Lee's gonna give him a fight? Man, I came up in the gym with Andy Lee in Detroit, Detroit Crunk Gym, and so it's a good man of mine, you know, a very good fighter. Yeah. And I'm hoping, you know, he's victorious in the fight. Cesar Chavez, been around a long time, a lot of experience. You know, to me it's been, you know, they've been promoted and he's, you know, overrated a bit to me, you know, due to his father, Cesar Chavez Sr. And things like that. But also is a great and talented fighter, you know what I mean? And so I think it should be a good fight. But like I said, I'm hoping for the win for Andy Lee to become the new WBC world champion. I think he has a lot to bring to the table. So, what have been your thoughts on the man everyone recognizes as the middleweight champion, Sergio Martinez? What have been your take on, you know, his run of success over the past few years? Are you impressed by him? Oh yeah, I'm definitely impressed. I think he's underrated. I think you know, he's been doing damage in the game for a long time, and a lot of people that hasn't recognized that. And you know, if you look about it. Look, Andy Lee is getting the challenge. Why couldn't Sergio Martinez get that challenge? You know what I mean? Or either that would have been a bigger fight and things like that. I'm sure it will happen eventually and things like that. But I think he's definitely underrated, man. It's a slick southpaw, putting guys down. You know, putting them in exciting. And I think he has a lot too, a lot of talent. Do you also keep an eye on 154 pounds? You know, that's a weight class close to you. What are your thoughts? Like, say, Saul Alvarez looks like he's going to fight Paul Williams September 15th. Alvarez, a young champion, the Mexican superstar. Paul Williams used to be really high. He's looking to kind of come back. Do you think this is a good chance, opportunity for Paul Williams? Oh man, first off, Canelo Alvarez is a talented young dog. You know what I mean? And they're doing great. I think his team and everybody and his talent shows. He's a great fighter, and he's going to be something in the sport. I'll definitely look at the 154 pounds because you never know who pops up. You know, people jump up and move down a lot. You know what I mean? So you never really know who's coming or who's going. So, I mean, I think that'll be a good test for Paul Williams. I think it'll be a good test for Canelo Alvarez. So, who will win? I really don't know. I think Canelo would pull it off, and I don't know if it'll be a dramatic style, knockout or anything like that. Paul Williams is, like you say, he's leaving the sport. He's looking to, leave out and, take what he can before he leaves out. But another guy you can't count out at all either. So. Got you. And you moved to Vegas last year.
What have been your thoughts just on the fight scene out in Vegas, and do you see yourself staying out here for a while?
Oh man, one of the best. It's the backyard for boxing. You know what I mean? So you got some of the best work here. You know, sparring is not a problem. You know, I had a big problem with that in Michigan when I was in Detroit, where it was hard to get sparring and things like that. But here it's no problem. You walk in the gym, you really don't know who's going to be in there, and it's some of the best in the world. You know what I mean? So I think that's what's really helping me. You know, becoming the fighter I am is the work that I'm getting, you know what I mean, from these great fighters and things like that. So I'm definitely going to be here for a while, you know what I mean, as long as Vegas let me here. You know, this heat is ridiculous, man, you know what I mean. I've never been in such a hot place in my life. So
Gotcha, man.
Yeah, but Vegas is beautiful. I love it here, and we're going to be here as long as we can.
Gotcha. And just thanks a lot, man. Jalen Love, we'll be looking out for you. Just if you want to tell your fans or people out there how to get in touch with you on Twitter or whatever, just go ahead.
All right, you know, Jalen Love at Facebook.com, or you can get me at 2012 JLove at Twitter.com. You know, hit me up. I write back. I speak to everybody, retweet and all. So yeah, get at me.